Good morning and welcome back to the Ryman Healthcare Champion of Champions finals here from the Ryman Healthcare Arena at the Nai Bowling Club. Our second session of 6 we are bringing to you, and it is now time for our first final, women's fours final, and we are underway on the first of 18 ends. It is Petone Central taking on Victoria. Petone Central's side skipped by Christine Robson. Val Fitzmaurice is the number 3, Carol Bartlett number 2, and the lead is Cheryl Young. And for Victoria, a very experienced 4 with a number of centre titles amongst them. Sarah Takamo is their skip, Helen King their number 3, Tina Steele their number 2, and Dawn Walden is their lead. Brenton Vannisselroy in commentary, and now for session 2 I'm joined by Brady Amer from the Johnsonville Club, who unfortunately were knocked out in the semi-finals, but bowls Wellington's engagement and inclusivity officer. Very good morning to you, Brady. Thank you very much for joining us.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Looking forward to this one. Two, as I mentioned, quite contrasting sides with a very experienced Victoria side, just looking to add to all the silverware and honours they've picked up previously.
Yeah, well, this Victoria team, there's 61 centre titles combined between all of them, with this Petone side with 5.
Yeah, it's quite a difference. Petone getting here with a very hard-fought 18-16 win over Johnsonville in the semi-final earlier this morning, while Victoria coming from, I think it was 12-6 down to beat Upper Hutt 23-14. And that game changed quickly with a couple of sixes, I think, picked up on quick ends in succession. So, first end of 18, Petone Central. This is now Carol Bartlett. Pretty decent bowl. Coming right back to the head.
It's a great bowl there.
Playing almost the 2 metre mark. Matt brought up a metre or 2. Pretty long length end, given that these greens are a bit longer than what a lot are used to.
Yeah, well, this green's about sort of 3.5 metres longer than every other green in Wellington, so
this would be more than a full length end anywhere else.
yeah.
It's an early tester for these two. Victoria also in action in the men's fours final, as we brought their semi-final earlier today. And now awaiting, I think still awaiting their finals matchup. It's going on long extra time. That's this men's semi-final between Miramar and Stokes Valley. That game will get underway obviously a bit later.
Oh, this is very close, yeah.
A couple of great bowls. Give a nice round of applause too here amongst the crowd. Liking that one. Also have the men's junior semi-finals and the women's junior semi-finals taking place too. Try and keep you updated with all of them. All indoors here at the Ryman Arena. Still pretty inclement weather. A lot of water still sitting on the green outside as we look from our commentary position.
It's another lovely Wellington day.
Yeah, and by the looks of it, I think we might be indoors tomorrow, because it doesn't look like this is going to clear quickly enough for us.
Yeah, all the outdoor greens are pretty flooded at the moment, so it's going to take a lot of draining.
Yeah, and there's not the wind and the sun look like that's going to come to get rid of it either. Pretty well contested here to start off with here. Women's final. Watching this one intently down. Green is Ellen King.
Just holding a touch. But it's a cover bowl, it's very nice there.
Yeah, just out of that screen, but it'll be a nice little spot right on that centre line. Looks of it was finding a home. Metre was 2 past the head.
So Petone Central holding 1 shot currently.
We saw earlier on this TV rink, you can start out nice and wide. That one probably a touch wide, although look at it come back. Another good bowl. Hasn't changed the picture. Well contested here, as I mentioned, so far to start this women's fours final, playing this full length.
Helen's in the area here, just holding a touch.
She's just going to pick the gap. No, she picks that previous bowl of Val Fitzmaurice's up. So the skips will now make their way down to the mat.
Yeah, well, it leaves a good conversion shot here for Sarah with those two back bowls. Got a second, it's close for the other second as well.
Yeah, Sarah Takamo obviously played earlier with Laurie Guy, who we saw in action this morning. They won a mixed pairs national title a couple of years ago at Alexandra Bowling Club. Both of them in finals here at the Champion of Champions finals. Looking to add more silverware to their resume. Christine Robson.
Ooh.
Still just the one?
Yeah, still just the one, it looks like that.
Having a little look at this, Victoria. Ellen King. Yeah, I think she indicated just the one.
Yeah, it shouldn't change Sarah's shot too much. She's still looking for a little bit of contact. Nothing too crazy with weight, but just giving herself a chance.
Yeah, I think she wanted to hold that line a bit longer. I think she realised it was a bit under the line. Trying to add to the count here is Christine Robson. She's going to get feather off that short one. No, bit too hard a touch. It's going to stay right on that centre line. Not going to change the picture. Yeah, again, realises it's narrow. So it looks like it's just the one. I think I'm going to have a quick look to see. Yeah, we'll measure whether it's worth two. Yeah, the one. So Petone Central will be keeping hold of the mat. They're first on the board. 1-0 they lead Victoria in this women's fours final. As I mentioned earlier, Victoria come from behind 23-14 win over Upper Hutt. And Petone Central in a tight one against Johnsonville, 18-16 it finished. Those are the semi-finals earlier this morning. Short break and then into this final. Men's fours final will start eventually too. Running a bit behind schedule with the men's semi-final between Miramar and Stakes Valley taking well over 3 hours. Miramar were ahead the last time we saw the score, so assuming they have held on, Miramar to join Victoria in the men's final. It's just the start Petone Central needed, though, Brady, if that maybe upset this Victoria, very experienced Victoria 4.
Yeah, no, it's a nice start. Built a really good head to start off with. They've changed the length up a little bit. They've shortened the jack up a touch, and Kay's just come through and drawn a very good bowl there. Just shows their experience.
Yeah, lovely bowl. have been a good bowl if the jack was still on that centre line. Unfortunately, not making the adjustment with the jack moving out to the left of our screen.
Yeah, at least the bowl's over, so the jack can still end up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you'd rather your average bowls being over the jack than short. Close again, Kay.
Yeah, two very good bowls off the front there. This is looking better for Batoni Central. Indication there from skip Christine Robson. Yep, just a touch too much weight, but not far away. My apologies earlier. I think I read out two members of the upper hut for rather than the Victoria for. So it's Sarah Takamo, Helen King, Yvonne Gibb and Kay Carr. So Kay Carr the lead for Victoria, Yvonne Gibb 2 for Victoria, along with Sarah Takamo and Helen King.
And Yvonne's corrected her line quite well here. Looks to be in the count. Christine indicating there that Victoria's holding 2.
Don't know if she liked that coming out of the hand. Facial expression, but following this one down. A decent line. Just a bit short.
Just a couple of feet of weight.
Not a bad effort. It's always difficult playing to these different spots on the rink you're not used to playing to. Well off that centre line.
Yeah, it's a bit more of a challenge playing to these jacks that are just off centre. You've just got to adjust your line because your body's used to playing a certain line. You've got to make that adjustment. That's a good line there for Helen. Just a touch short.
Val Fitzmaurice. Not a bad bowl either. But unfortunate there not to get it touch maybe on the inside of that bowl. Ellen King with her second. Second end, 18, women's fours final.
Good correction, Helen.
Yeah, it's a great bowl. Great response. As you mentioned, Brady was just a bit underweight with the first, but near perfect response, near toucher.
Yeah, well, that's a great correction there from Helen, so puts the pressure on Christine.
Looking to follow that same line on that backhand side. She's going to run into the short one. No, trying to find the gap too. Just missed the shot bowl. Good effort.
Very good effort. Just gave herself a chance there. Yeah.
It's been pretty good standards so far Both sides really found their range early, despite having to play off that centre line here in the second end with the jack moving early. I think Helen King was interested for a moment, then realised didn't have the weight to reach. It was on a good track. Wasn't far away with the first effort. Can she make the little change? Thinks this time she is going to collect one of the shorter bowls. Unfortunate.
Sarah's just going to add a couple of feet to her last to count.
You watch this comeback now. Great effort. Now, how many was that?
I think it's a soft signal for 5.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe that did count. I thought I heard 5 as well on the mic. It's hard to tell because a lot of the badges are relatively similar on these bowls.
Yeah, they're pretty similar.
It was just like when Rod and I on the first game, by about, in 9-10 we got there and realised whose bowls were which. But to start with, a bit difficult.
Yep.
So it was a 5.
Oh, it's a very good aim for Victoria. And
Yeah,
if you're
absolutely.
Batani, you don't want to drop too many of those numbers against such an experienced team
No.
like Victoria. They've all been there and done that.
And they weren't far away either. Especially Christine Robson, they're very unfortunate not to get at least cut that count. Sarah Tokamo with Takamo with the last bowl, doing very, very well. Adding another. And now up to an early lead. 2 ends played and of 18 women's fours final. Victoria looking to pick up both the men's and women's titles. See Laurie Guy watching on. He'll be playing in the men's fours final shortly. Still early days though. But as you mentioned, Brady, can't afford to drop big numbers against such a good side like Victoria. Want to try and keep it as tight as possible.
That's a great start.
Yeah, very good start from Cheryl Young. That's the way you want to put pressure back on the opponent, right off the front.
And it all starts from the lead. If you lead into it going well, it makes the game much easier for your free and skip. It's just it's a critical positions up front of the 4. Controlling the centre line on this indoor is really important too, because it's very hard to play around or under bowls. So controlling that centre line and owning the head is what you want to do.
And Victoria played on the rink alongside here, but each rink has got its own little bits of character, doesn't it?
Yeah, every rink here is slightly different. The speed is pretty consistent, but it's just more that the green lines are just that touch different. So they'll be still learning on end free what the rink's doing, and that last team with that jack off centre, that'll be a good builds good knowledge for them going forward. What the rink's doing.
Absolutely, of course, having played this morning, no practice ends or anything to get used to this TV rink. And maybe commentators' curse, but first 2 ends, a very good high standard. Seem to find their range early. How common is the glove there that Carol Bartlett's operating there? You see that very often?
It's not too common. I know of a couple of people where they're golfers, golfing gloves.
Yeah. They are golfer gloves, right? Yeah.
Yeah. You see that sometimes in the winter, just for warmth.
Of course.
Sometimes you may see it when the green's a little bit wet. We don't have to worry about this at 9 on the indoor, it being too wet. But I guess it's pretty similar to grippo, which is what you put on your bowls to help grip it up.
Yeah. And I suppose why we don't see it too often, because people want the feel, and you lose that to a fair degree.
Yeah, and bowls it's all about being comfortable and
Yeah.
what you're using, and if you're not comfortable, then you can't really expect the bowls to go where you want.
It's going to come under, I think.
Just a touch short.
Intently watching this one, Helen King. Do what a lot of players have done so far in this end, because we're playing a lot shorter length end than we did the first time this way. We've pretty much played a full length.
Yeah, but Tony currently holding one shot.
This looks on a bit line. Has it got the right weight? It's not going to come back.
Yeah, so Helen just looking to draw into the head, just ignoring that last bowl.
Yeah, just checked with the skip, didn't she, that she could get around it.
And she has.
Yeah, good effort.
Second. Opens up the opportunity to have a little bit of a look at that bowl with their next.
Yeah, Petone bowls a bit lonely now.
And the short wide bowl acts as a bit of a shoulder and a bit of a guide for Sarah with her first.
Yeah, that's certainly what she'll be looking at, won't she? Victoria skip. Sarah Tokamo. Short bowl out to the right. Try and use that. Guide your bowl to the shot bowl.
Looks to be short. It's not what the doctor ordered.
No, because rare mistake from Victoria skip there. Christine Robson will be trying to add another one to the head. It's going to run into the short bowl. Maybe he's promoted it as maybe a third. Let's having a look at this Helen King. See, our camera angle is always a bit deceiving. Looks pretty much in line. There we go. It's level. Close to. So, advising a change of hand here. Looks at Brady.
Yeah, she's really blocked up her line on the backhand, so the forehand's a little bit more open. Got a better foot to draw second shot.
So Carmo doing just that, changing hands. Maybe start this one a touch wide. Oh, runs into one of the bowls, and now it's two. Definitely for Tony Central. That was indicated there by Val Fitzmaurice. Now Christine Robson with the final bowl of this third end, chance to make it three. She's going to get inside those bowls. I think, well, she will, but I don't know if it's going to have the weight to get to the head. So 2 confirmed. So good little bounce back that from Petone Central. They cut the deficit to 5-3. Victoria leading after 3 of the 18 ends in this women's fours final here at the Ryman Arena at 99 Bowling Club. The champion of champions finals, bowls Wellington. And Brady, I think you got a bit of a score update from the other action here.
Yeah, so just an early update on the other rinks. So Whitby in the junior singles is down 8-7 to Stokes Valley. Plymouth and Kath Thompson is up 5-2 against Lynette from Jabil. And in the men's semi-final, Silverstream is up 4-0.
Thank you. So you've got the 1 men's semi-final, 2 women's semi-finals for the 1 to 5 singles. And we'll have a men's fours final starting as well. I believe it has just started. Look alongside us. And that certainly looks like it is Miramar playing Victoria. So Miramar beating Seamus Curtin skipped Stokes Valley quartet in the semi-final, which ended while this women's final was still in progress. So Victoria in action alongside each other, just like they were this morning in the semi-finals, now in the finals of the fours. We'll keep you up to date with the other action on the other rinks throughout this second session. And then we'll be back after 2:30 for the third and final session of the day. And men's pairs final will take place then. And it will be Wainui Amata taking on Upper Hutt in the men's pairs final this afternoon.
That's a great bowl for Cheryl Young there.
Yeah, great bowl. She started off the front last end as well. Getting a response, K Carr.
Just a tad over. That's again a handy bowl there.
Throughout the commentary this morning, Brady, we were often looking into the amazing notes which Ross has compiled here. Did you help him out, or was it all Ross's work putting all this together, doing player profiles for all of the semi-finalists and finalists at the Champion of Champions event?
So that was all Ross. I can't take any credit for any of that. He did a fantastic job collating all the player profiles and all the players.
Yeah, it's quite amazing, isn't it? That's where you obviously got your information about the 61 centre titles from.
Yes, yeah, no, I've also got to include that Sarah Takoma also won a Wanganui Open Pairs as well.
Oh, wow.
And also, she also won the Aotearoa Māori Bowls back in 2020 as well. And also with that Victoria team, there's 5 national titles in that team as well.
Yeah, not just centre silverware. Very impressive for this one. Vastly experienced, that's for sure. I'll go through detail. There's some quirky questions as well. I'd like to mention some of them are funnier than others. But throughout the commentary, we'll mention that as well, which is great. It's a very big thank you to Ross for putting that all together. It's great to have, to be able to inform you a bit more about the players that you are watching throughout the commentary. Big chat here happening between skipper and number 3, Christine Robson, and Val Fitzmaurice. Already holding shot for Tony Central, but trying to work out how the best to get second.
Yeah, well, she's got about a metre for second, so that's a ton of room at this level.
Come up short, unfortunately. Yeah, that's what I was wondering what the discussion was about.
Yeah, it's a little bit surprised.
You can pick your hand, really.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised she played that hand with that blue bowl Victoria lying jack low, without using some pretty wide bowls, it looks to be. Macy. Oh no, she stays on the hand. Beat you last, you'll be close to second shot.
Wanting that one to slow down, I think. That would seem to be the gesture made with the hand, threatening one of the men's bowls, and then coming up around the back here. So that doesn't change the picture. Alan King now with her second. Follow this one down. There'll be turn of the skips next.
That's a good bowl.
Yeah, it's a good bowl. That's a great second. Because it was hard to tell who really had second. There was no one, no one close.
And now for Christine, she'll most likely look to play on the backhand. The Victoria bowler, Helen King, is lying roughly jack level.
Yeah, that's what she'll do.
Not often I'm right.
It's good when it works out like that, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Call it in commentary. Oh, that's a great bowl too. Should be good enough for a second.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if Sarah looks to play with a
bit of weight.
Touch more weight here.
Yeah.
It's actually lying a little bit better for a skip. The eyes open up a little bit wider where you see an extra bowl. Again, it's a handy bowl.
They want another one at the back, do they? I think there might just be Victoria bowls out there. I think that's what they'll seem to be gesturing.
Christine looks like she's trying to the head.
Yes. This one's going to be under the line. Yeah, it won't change the situation. So Takamo just needs to make a slight adjustment really with her first. It wasn't far away.
Yeah, if she gets any contact on Jack, she improves the situation. There is a Batoni bowl lying on the far left and far right. But if she hits the Jack and it stays in the centre of the rink, it's looking pretty good for Victoria.
She's just under the line here.
Just. Very good.
Only rocks on the shot bowls. Good effort, very good effort, but it remains 2 to Batoni Central. So, good little bounce back from them. After dropping a 4, picking up 2s on back-to-back ends.
Yeah, it was a critical 2 ends for Batoni. And it's all the 5s, 5 all after 5.
Yeah, it's so important, isn't it? We spoke about it earlier this morning about that first end. If you do drop a number, it's critical for both sides. If you drop another one, yeah, big mountain to climb. If you bounce back, straight back in the game.
And it's better to drop numbers early.
Yeah, that is true.
It gives you more time to recover.
Yeah.
You don't want to drop a number from sort of 2/3 through the game. You don't want to be chasing the game.
Yeah, it's still very early days. Cheryl Young, lead for Batoni. Started playing bowls, she reckons, about 20 years ago. Her introduction to bowls is an interesting one. She purchased a pedigree cat from a lady who happened to be the president of Batoni Bowling Club at the time, that being Kathy Webb. Everyone's stories are different. And she has a dual membership with Eastbourne as well. 16 club titles. Already has 3 centre titles. Centre triples, also the Prestige Pairs and Development 242. And she's representative of Wellington previously, and Wellington 1 to 5 years. Junior bowler. And a most memorable moment in bowls, all centre titles, especially the triples, where Mum came and watched it. Always makes it a bit more special. She enjoys a bit of craft work as well, alongside her bowls.
That's a great bowl there by Kay. Rear toucher.
Because Cheryl Young had got the better of her last couple of ends, but good bounce back there from Kay. Good follow-up too. It's just what you want. Get one right on the jack and then one right behind. That's pretty much textbook leading, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's all the doctor ordered. It's a close bowl and a back bowl. That's all the skip wants. She can walk away. She's done her job.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard being a lead in a 4 because you have a good end and then there's a lot of bowls to come. It's a lonely position. It's such a critical position.
Yeah, you can dictate if you get a good start for the lead. How the end is played, and that's what Victoria will look to do here. Now Yvonne Gibb. Again, coming back to that centre line nicely.
Carol will just be looking just to beat her last. She looks to be a little bit unlucky there. She was right on line for the jack then, but opens it up for both teams.
Yeah, it's promoting one of her bowls closer, so that helps as well. And that certainly opens up that backhand side now. Short bowl out of the way. Second bowl coming from Yvonne Gibb.
They have snuck in there. Christine, a soft signal of 1 down.
Yeah, as Rod found, it's very difficult sometimes with these angles, isn't it, to tell who actually does have shot.
It is. We're sort of relying on these skips.
Yes,
these,
exactly.
soft signals. So
yeah, or the way that the players play, isn't it? You sort of get an indication. Oh, okay, maybe they do have the shot then.
Yeah. You can just see in the type of shot they play and how aggressive.
And the worst is when the players can hear you and you're making all these mistakes. And they're like, "What are you talking about?" Oh, it's a great bowl.
What a shot. 2 shots to Petone.
Yeah, from 1 down to 1 up. And that was the issue. They didn't have any protection, I suppose, for that shot bowl, did they? And that was very well played, though, by Val.
Yeah, well, Carol with her last just opened up the head and moved that purple bowl, so it just opened it up for the rest of her team to play a shot, and Val played it perfectly. And it's a good response here from Helen, it looks like.
Very well played. Again, that jack well off the centre line. And that looks, could be shot, but certainly a good second.
Should be a pretty similar shot here for Val, regardless if she's 1 up or down on either hand.
Yeah, just try and repeat what we did last time. Yeah, it's looking very good. Look at this. Look at this. What a bowl. It's a very narrow corridor to come through there, but you know, she's did it previously and did it again.
She's played 2 perfect bowls. Helen will just be looking to beat that wing bowl, try and get a good second. Just a touch over. It does open up another shot for Sarah. At the moment she's just got a draw, but she's also got the drive as well.
Quick discussion there between Christine Robson and Val Fitzmaurice. Two great bowls from Fitzmaurice, that's for sure. Tokamo's is going to stay down here at the head, just to wait and see what her fellow skip plays before she makes her way to the mat. It's a good ball.
It's just a great bowl.
Oh, you can see why they've made the final, haven't you? For Tony Central, they relying their, you know, what they make up, what they lack in centre titles, they're certainly making up in quality. Their play.
It's just the great thing about bowls is anyone on the day can win, and since that K-Carb bowl, Batoni's really owned this end and just played some fantastic bowls.
So a bit of work here. Sarah Tokamo to do. Going to follow the same line as the Fitzmaurice bowls? No.
There's a Victoria bowl coming up. It hasn't made any difference.
No.
But Sarah just trying to play a similar shot to Val.
Well, she saw what Val did do previously. Now I was trying to add another one. Here is Robson. Not going to change the situation. So they're looking whether there's still that corridor there. I think they're still talking about this. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just going to take a couple inches less green. The weight looked pretty good.
This is narrower, a lot narrower. Is it going to get a bit of fortune? No. In fact, it's pushed as one of the wide bowls. It rolls it over once. Now, was that it? 2? Or do we see 3 go up there?
I think that was
4 even. Yeah, it's 4, I believe. Yep, 4 indeed. So, well picked up. 4 to Petone Central, so they dropped to 5 early. Otherwise, they've won every end. So they've played very good bowls. Couple of 2s, now a 4. So from 5-1 down, they now lead 9-5. 5 ends of the 18 played in this women's 4s final.
It was 4. It was 4.
And some good momentum here for Petone. Some really good shots played, and just killed the momentum of Victoria after getting that 5 on the second end. Now I do have some score updates from the other games around the green. So in the women's junior singles, Whitby is leading Johnsonville 11-5. Also in the women's junior singles semi-final, Stokes Valley leads Plympton 9-8. In the men's junior singles semi-final, Silverstream leads Petone 8-2. And after 2 ends in the men's fours final between Miramar and Victoria, it is 1-1.
And that's on the rink alongside us, the men's fours final. You can see Victoria in both.
It's been a strong couple of weeks for Victoria Bowling Club. They were also in their National Inter Club last week. This week showing their quality once again.
Oh, got great depth, don't they? Both the men's and women's games. So, Kate Carr. The polish of the bowl. Seems to be on a bit of line. So how's the weight?
Much better.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful bowl again from Kay Carr. It's going to fall in a bit, touch it. Good as, right and behind the jack. This time she'll be hoping it's followed up by her teammates, isn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't get the support last end.
Handy bowl there for Carroll.
Yeah, they've got the deep bowls already, Tony. So they are able to move the jack. Starting wide, but too wide, not coming back. Weight was alright, not too far past the jack.
Carroll was looking to correct her last. She had a great line.
Looked like she was attacking there with a bit of extra weight.
Well, that's sort of a bowl you never quite know. Could come in handy. Christine would have just wanted another close bowl to build the head. One looks to correct her line.
Yeah, great correction. Good place to be because Petone have the deeper bowls at the moment, so getting amongst them is good for Victoria.
And Valerie just looking to keep building the head, try and get another second. Petone don't really want to lose that second shot of theirs. Victoria has the next 3 shots.
That's a bit of an opening here for Victoria. Tony Central not quite finding the range that they have in previous ends. Can Victoria capitalise? Yeah, not far away, says Sarah Tokamo. Expect here Val Fitzmaurice to make the adjustment. I don't know if she likes it. I don't know if that's her usual facial expression or whether she was thinking that's not quite what she's after.
Should be enough for third. Just gives Christine a little bit more, a few more options.
Something to play with by the time she gets to the mat. Oh, really? Apart from Kay Carr, Been a bit of a struggle this length for everyone so far.
Yeah, well, for Victoria, if the Sarah on her 14 looks to trail with Jack a metre, they've got 4.
Yeah, yeah. And that certainly will be the goal, isn't it?
But if it goes a couple of metres, Petone has
Yeah.
3 or 4, so just one of those dangerous ends.
Yeah, that anything can still really happen.
Sometimes, yeah, you don't mind dropping a one on this type of end.
You can see what she's trying to do, wasn't it? Get amongst those Victoria bowls, which you had mentioned that Victoria got a trail. They could have had 4. Almost got there. Certainly in the mix now. It's not a bad place to be.
Yeah, it's another second for Petone. Sarah will just be looking to beat the wing bowl. Or promote Helen Short. Oh, Jack just flying through for a frame there.
Yeah, thankfully that didn't do any damage to this head.
That's a good bowl for Sarah.
That's enough for second, that bowl?
Looks to be.
Yeah, it looks Jack level, doesn't it? Pretty much. Should be. Needs to come around that short bowl.
Oh.
It's worked out alright. It's another. You think that's another second?
Yeah, that'll be second shot.
Yeah.
She's unlucky if that bowl wasn't there. She would have been very close to getting the shot there. But a great bowl there by Christine, reducing the count.
Yeah, confirmed there by Helen King, just the one. The Camo doesn't have to change it too much though from a previous. Just bring in a line slightly. Is that going to get around that? Yeah, look at this.
You don't want to sell out here.
Oh. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, that was the possibility. Is it now Petone Centrals? No, still held on. Still held on. It's a bit of a, no doubt, a sigh of relief from the skip.
Yeah, no need to apologise. It's one of those bowls that you sort of wish you just bowled a little bit short, take the one.
Yeah.
But just adding a bit of excitement here on that 7th end.
Yeah, wanting another one. You don't blame her. Trying to add a second to the count, but her bowl was too good. Took the shot bowl, moved the jack. Fortunately for Victoria, still holding on to the shot. So they win their second end of this final to date. It's Petone Central 9 now leading Victoria 6. Ends. And we're now through. Now playing the 7th end of 18.
And you see Victoria there instantly making the jack length longer. This is roughly the length they got that 5 on, going this way.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Petone quickly learnt their lesson, didn't they? When they got the jack back, they brought it a lot shorter. Decent start here from Kay Carr too.
Yeah, they're not bad.
That'll do. It's a great way to follow up the jack placement. A great first bowl. Straight away putting the pressure on her opposite, Cheryl Young.
Just showing the experience and just how important the owning the jack is. You find your go-to length, your team's go-to length, and you just nail it. It makes it much easier for the rest of your team.
Yeah, Kay Carr unsure when she first started playing bowls.
She's played for a very
long time. That always tells you it's a long time. First started playing at Porirua Hospital because her mother played. Also played for Newtown, of course, as well as now Petone Central.
Victoria.
Excuse me, Victoria. Numerous centre club titles, 16 centre titles, Also representative appearances. Wellington 1 to 5, 1 to 10 as well as Open and Masters. Her most memorable moment was winning her first centre title. Ultimate goal still to achieve is to win a national title. Also likes playing indoor bowls and spending quality time with whānau and friends as well. Kay Carr, the lead for Victoria. It's great profiles compiled by Ross. Much appreciate all the work that Ross Gillett has done.
This is a good platform here for Victoria on the 7th end, holding one shot.
Turns her back on that one. It's Carol Bartlett.
Doors open here for Yvonne to put some real pressure on.
Yeah, I think that's what Bartlett was disappointed about. That should be the second.
Must be enough for free, but still plenty of room for Petone here to draw second shot. Carol just looking to correct on her last.
And door hasn't been shut on it. Still, as you mentioned, Brady, big opening here. And that was a fair effort. Slight overcorrection, as tends to happen.
Yeah, at least she gave herself a chance. You'd rather be slightly over.
Completely.
Gives Val an option.
This looks like a decent track here, as long as it doesn't touch those ones. Decent pole again, right on that centre line.
And not a bad little posse either.
Yeah.
Be surprised with a hand change here.
Yeah, if that's blocked it up a bit.
Must be a good bow here from Helen King. Sarah clapping that very early.
Yeah. She knew. It's two good bowls on the number 3 for Victoria, Helen King.
Yeah, mate. Land here, jack the head for 3, 4.
Need a response here for Tony Central from Val Fitzmaurice. It's going to unfortunately go right through, not pick up anything. So, all the work to do for Christine Robson as she makes her way to the mat. Another score update, Brady.
Yes, so in the women's junior singles semi-final, Liz from Whitby is beating Lynette from Johnsonville 14-5. In the other women's junior singles final, Kamala is beating Kath Thompson from Plympton 14-8. In the men's junior singles semi-final, Hamish from Silverstream is beating Jaden from Petone 9-6. And on the third end, in the men's fours final, Miramar leads Victoria 2-1.
It's very close. And that men's fours final alongside us. As you can see time to time. Unfortunately for her, that short bowl, real nuisance, and knocking it through the head rather than getting rid of any of the Victoria shot bowls.
Sarah just looking just to beat her last by a metre or so to count.
See Ben King there, left of picture as well, watching on. Seeing how his Victoria club mates are doing. Like building a good head.
It looks like Victoria won the fourth end of their men's fours final. So it looks to be 2-2 after 4 ends.
Unfortunately for Christine Robson, gave it a good chance. Certainly had the right weight, just not quite the right line. 2 taken away for Victoria.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised with her playing that sort of weight on the backhand. It looked to be more like a forehand shot.
3 taken away.
Measure for the fourth.
This could be a big number again. Four for Victoria. So they like scoring in big numbers. It's only the third end they've won so far, but they've picked up a 5 and now a 4. So now they lead 10-9. Victoria over Petone Central. This is the women's fours final here at the Ryman Healthcare Champion of Champions Finals Tournament at the Ryman Arena at Nainai Bowling Club. So back-to-back ends now for Victoria.
Jack throw, I'm pretty short this time.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if that was the plan, because they've had quite success in the short and the longer length ends, but that's what they've got.
Don't think the skip will mind. It's being a lead myself. You know, if you throw it in, that's not quite where you want it. It's a little bit more emphasis on you getting close.
Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't skip won't mind as long as you're right on the money.
And on schedule.
Yeah, exactly.
Great opening there by KK.
K Carson, that's why I put the jack there.
Yeah, knew what I was doing the whole time.
Good weight, just too wide to start with. Pretty much jack level. Alan King likes this again, I think. You can see why. Oh, good correction.
It's a handy bowl there for
Yeah.
Cheryl.
There's a pressure bowl as well. Two good bowls to start with from Kay Carr. Good response from Cheryl Young. Von Gibbs, 2 bowls counted the last end, and this is another one that looks like it's going to certainly be a counter to start with. Near toucher. This has been a great start from Victoria this end.
Batonio now will just be looking to play into the head while I can see it.
Yeah.
Try and get a little bit of movement.
Carol Bartlett began playing bowls in 1994 at the Batoni Bowling Club. Now at Batoni Central. Started playing through her sister. Got 4 club titles. Most memorable moment in bowls was winning her first club title. Also enjoys gardening. It's Carol Bartlett, the number 2 for Batoni Central.
Carol there playing a really good conversion shot. Victoria holding 1 shot.
They have been on the money. We wondered for a moment why they did this length, and this is what, maybe this is the absolute perfect length.
Yeah, no, we don't know anything here, folks.
Absolutely. That has proved it. I think she realises that she's wide. Obviously playing with that extra weight, attacking the head, but didn't get the right line. Final word about Carol. I love that she's rocking the hat indoors as well. Obviously, it's part of her normal garb when she's playing. So continuing, even though indoors today. You can see why she likes her gardening as well. It's a good gardening hat too.
Yeah, we can see next to a few of the guys on the men's force final also wearing their hats.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's what they always do. Do what you're comfortable with, what you're used to.
Even saw this morning in the upper hut Pierre Gavin Ballantyne having his sunglasses on top of his hat.
Nice.
As well, which is a routine. And
yeah. Can get a bit glary in there though, can't it? Sometimes with all the glass.
Yeah, first thing in the morning and sort of in the evening as well, it just gets a bit glary, gets a bit harder to look down the other end. So yeah.
Because as we do look outside, the rain has stopped now, and it is starting to feel like maybe there could be some sun some stage today. We might actually see it today, potentially, Brady. I don't know. Being optimistic, maybe.
Yeah, no, I don't want to put a commentator's curse on it, but it looks to be starting to clear up.
Yeah, certainly not as grey as it was. Still cloud everywhere, but it was very dark at like 8:30, 9 o'clock when we got underway this morning.
Yes, it's, unlike Wellington, there's not really any wind.
No. Although as I do look out, maybe some wind is starting to pick up, the trees starting to flutter a bit. So maybe that's a good sign. Maybe we will get outside tomorrow. But these greens still have got a lot of drying to do. Still a lot of water sitting on them outside from our commentary position here at 9 Bowling Club. Another very good head for Victoria. Scored a 4 on the previous end.
It's a good effort there by Sarah. Christine will be looking to find that port between the two short bowls there. Gets in between those, she's in the money.
Looks like she is going to, or she's just going to run into one of them. No, she's found the gap. Oh, she gets a, that's very unfortunate. Just a couple of centimetres to the right, and that was bang on target, like you mentioned, through those two bowls. But unfortunately, collects one of them flush. But it's opened it up now. Yeah, we knew I think when we lost it behind there that it wasn't going to.
Yeah, and it's a pretty handy bowl there. Christine's got to be a little bit careful she doesn't take out her second shot here, second or third shot.
Unfortunate there to take out. Is it one or two? Two. There's two, indeed. So two more to Victoria. 12-9, they now lead. So after scoring a 5 on the second end to take a 5-1 advantage, Tony took control from that moment. And now Victoria now, I think that's 4 ends on the trot. They have won. So I'll take this 3-shot advantage. It's all started off the front with this woman, Kay Carr. And followed up by Yvonne Gibb, Helen King, and a skip, Sarah Tokamo.
Once again, we see another short end.
Pretty much the same length, wasn't it? Well, that worked. Let's do that again.
Great start here for Victoria. KK about a foot off the jack. Looks to be another Kildare next door on the men's fours final.
Yeah, there's been a couple already, isn't there?
Yeah. Might be on course for another long game in the men's fours today.
Yeah, thankfully, there's no members of those fours that are going to be contesting the pairs later today, so it's not going to hold up play or anything.
That's a great ball there again by Kay, playing for her own.
So sometime after 2:30 we'll have that action for you in the men's pairs final. Earlier today in the men's pairs semi-final it was Wainui Omata taking down Nainai 19-11. That's Phil Russell and Wayne Armstrong, and they will take on Gavin Bannatyne and Maurice Pickard after they beat Hutt 16-15 in their men's pairs semi-final. So plans still to come, and then of course we'll do it all again tomorrow. 3 sessions of action here from the Nainai Bowling Club. I tell you, I feel like I'm almost getting glare here. I think this is sun happening. Exciting.
Yeah, we may almost need to put some studies on here in the commentary box.
Yeah, I certainly didn't bring mine. Had no hope that we're going to be having anything slightly glary.
No, didn't bring mine either. We also play bowls at Johnsonville, so we don't get too much sun there either. So.
So while it didn't work out for Johnsonville this morning, obviously, as you mentioned, you got Lynette Campbell in the 1 to 5 semi-finals and some representatives tomorrow as well, I take it? Yes, hopefully.
Yeah, no, well, Lynette's flying the flag for us today.
Yeah. A score update coming as well. I think Dale Rayner's playing, is that right?
Yeah, I believe she is in the
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah.
So just some score updates for you all here. So in the women's junior singles, Liz from Whitby is beating Lynette from Johnsonville 15-8 in a race to 21. Kamala from Stokes Valley is beating Kath from Plymerton 15-10. In the men's junior singles semi-final, we've just seen a little run here by Jaden from Petone, who takes the lead over Hamish from Silverstream 12-11. In the men's fours, it is 2-all.
Few killed ends, I think, in that one. It's still 2-all.
Long way to go.
Yeah, it did start a bit after the women's fours final as well, the men's fours final. But we've seen at least a couple of killed ends alongside us here on our TV rink. As you can see, previous shot is the men's fours in action alongside us. Pretty tight head, which Christine Robson has asked for Val Fitzmaurice to try and add to. Interested as Christine, just urging it on. It's a fair effort.
It's a very good effort.
I think I saw 2 signalled by Tukamo, skip for Victoria.
Looking to add a foot on her last.
Yeah, that's all it needs. Very slight adjustment of weight. Yeah, unfortunately went the other way. She apologised, I think, to her skip, saying sorry, it wasn't what I was trying to do. So Victoria looking to try and continue this little run. So we approach the halfway stage of this women's fours final. This is the 9th of 18 ends.
Fair effort there by Sarah. It's a great weight, just a touch wide.
Yeah, see what she's trying to do. Pretty much what Val Fitzmaurice was trying to do previously. Came up short.
Christine looking for some contact here. And she has.
She grab shot, is she? Maybe not, but close to it. Great effort. At worst, she's cut it to 1, isn't she? Maybe even grab shot. It's close.
Close.
It's very close. Yeah, no indication there.
Good call.
He might have just said one down, perhaps.
Yeah.
Might be one down, I think. Might have heard from Helen King.
It's one of those ends, even if you don't think you're one down, you almost want to play like you're one down.
So great bowl from Petone Central skip, Christine Robson. And Sarah Takamo decides, I want to have a look at this then. What do you mean we're maybe one down? So assess the situation for herself.
Victoria looks to be holding the two backers bowls on the rink. So it's either really Sarah just really correcting a green line her last, or looking to play a pretty similar shot to Christine.
So after a chat with the number 3, Helen King, is looking at the picture, looking at the head, makes her way back to the mat. Takamo.
Looks to just be trying to beat her last. One down here isn't the end of the world. Helen's looking interested.
Another good effort. And now Christine Robson wants to have a look. It's obviously very close.
I think she's just like making sure she's got shot. I wouldn't blame her if she's got shot here, not
Doesn't
to
play.
play last.
Yeah.
We saw earlier Sarah almost selling out in a pretty similar scenario.
Yeah. Because if she has got shot, there's not really a way, unless you play a perfect bowl, you can improve this.
Yeah, you could be very unlucky and
Exactly.
just flop onto the jack, go 2 down. A 1 here for Petone will be really helpful.
Get the mat back. You know, it's still very tight, this contest. Be 2 down midway through the 18 ends.
Christine looks to be playing it.
Maybe decided it doesn't have a shot. Is that what that's telling us? Or does she think there's a safe way to play it?
We'll see.
We'll see how she plays it.
Yeah, if she throws it outside the rink, then she's obviously holding or bowls it short.
Certainly looks narrow. Yeah. Doesn't have the
measure
weight
it.
either to reach. Let's get all the ones that aren't counting out of the way. So it is indeed. She was right the first time around, Helen King, I think, when she said, I think 1 down. So, Petone Central pick up another. They get the mat back. 12-10 it is now, after 9 of the 18 ends. It'll be interesting to see which length they play, because Victoria have had some good success with the longer and then more recently the shorter ends.
It's been a very competitive first half of the game so far. Looks like Miramar next door in the men's fours finals taking the lead up 3-2 after 5 ends. Looks to be 13 all in the Petone Central Silverstream Junior Singles semi-final between Jaden Burns and Hamish Ryan.
I think we had a similar score in the Tawa Victoria men's fours semi-final 3-2 after 5 ends, and then in the end Victoria went on a big scoring spree, which won ultimately comfortably. So we'll see how that men's fours final continues. But Miramar, having beaten Stokes Valley, looking to upset the Victoria party perhaps. At the moment the women are up, only by 2 though. Men down currently in the men's fours final. Yeah, happy with that one, Christine Robson from her lead. Good correction from her first. Kay Carr will be looking for something similar, Victoria.
Just looking to run further here, just slightly narrow.
Yeah, you can almost tell immediately that one didn't have the right line.
And now this is a good platform for Batoni and Carroll, 2 to work off here, with Cheryl holding 1.
Yvonne Gibb now for Victoria. Started playing bowls at the Te Rāwhiti Bowling Club in Korori in around 1999. Yeah, club has since folded. The greens are now AstroTurf practice greens for the young football players in Korori, including her grandson, which is cool. So first got involved because 3 of her 4 grandparents used to play. Used to live in Paikakariki. Had licence at a young age, and the deal was that if I drove my grandmother, who lived with us, to the bowling club, then I could have the car for the day. Quite a good deal. So he got involved in bowls after that. So he's been a member of Batoni Central as well as Te Rāwhiti Bowling Club. Yvonne Gibb now, of course, with the Victoria Bowling Club. Won club titles for junior singles, junior pairs, champ triples, champ fours, champ pairs, champ singles, a number of club titles. Centre titles at Aotearoa Māori Bowls, women's fours, Wellington centre titles at the open singles, Easter pairs and the open fours as well. Representative appearances for Wellington Women's Development Squad, Wellington Women's Open Squad. And most memorable moment in bowls is winning the centre open women's singles, her first centre title. And there were memorable celebrations, according to Yvonne as well. I'm sure there were. And interests and hobbies outside of bowls, a big Formula One fan, big particular Ferrari.
Oh, that's painful at this time.
Yeah, exactly. not the best time for poor Yvonne, but the Ferrari day will no doubt come as well. And also getting into learning tapestry weaving as well, which is slightly unique. So great things we're learning. All the great work from Ross Gillett putting all these profiles together. I'm determined to get through every single player that we're covering, Brady.
For sure.
Just to make it feel like all his work was worth it.
And whilst you're going through those profiles, we're just starting to see some blue sky here,
Yeah.
actually at Nainai. Some optimism for tomorrow getting outside.
I don't know if Colin Williams, who looks after all our broadcasts, is too happy about the sight of the sun and the fact that he may have to move the cameras all outdoors tomorrow. The greens still have a lot of drying to do, but who knows, by tomorrow might be able to get there. It would be ideal, wouldn't it, if we could get outdoors?
Yeah, we're very lucky out here in Nainai to have just the resource of this indoor bowls arena. Allows us to play, because when I got here at 7 o'clock this morning, you know, these greens were completely underwater.
Yeah.
So very fortunate to have this facility to continue playing our bowls program.
change the situation. That ball from Helen King.
Pretty close there for shots. Not wanting to put a commentator's curse on, I haven't seen any soft signals, who's up or who's down.
Yeah. Rod gave up when it came to predicting who was holding shots. Just started saying they're holding shot.
Yeah, well, it's pretty hard with the stickers because both clubs have got yellow
exactly.
and Tony's got navy blue, Victoria and black. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a Petone bowl. That's up front, and Yvonne Gibbs bowl is behind.
I thought for a moment that might change the situation, but it didn't. Ran into that short bowl.
It's Victoria coming up.
Yeah, do we favour the light blue bowl? It's pretty much jack level. Oh, there we go, but a different angle.
I'll be brave. I'll favour the Petone.
Really?
Bowl.
Okay.
I'll be a bit brave
Okay,
here.
I'll go the opposite. See if we can get an indication of how Christine Robson plays this. Certainly playing with a bit of weight.
Whoa.
Oh, look at that bowl. Well, we'll never know who was closer.
Petone was definitely closer before.
Great bowl that from Christine Robson. Got a bit of luck.
Looks to be 2 shots to Petone Central.
Yeah. Move what was the shot bowl out of the way.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Well, while Sarah's
Yeah, Helen says,
walking
come have a
to
look.
bed, we do have some score updates here, and it looks to be some really good games going on around the green. With Liz from Whitby in the women's junior singles semi-final, beating Lynette from Johnsonville 15-14. In the other women's junior singles final, Stokes Valley leads Plymouton 17-14. In the men's junior singles semi-final, Silverstream leads Petone 14-13.
Wow.
And Miramar in the men's fours final was up 4-2. Some great games going on around the green.
Yeah, all very close.
That's what we like to see.
Yep.
Thank you, Blake, for all the updates.
So I had a good long look at the situation, the picture down at the head. Sorted out what she wants to play. She's interested. Didn't quite have the right line. So it should be 2 for Petone. One's taken out. See, there's still doubt about your supposed shot.
Keep the faith. Keep the faith.
And that was before the blue one got moved. 2 indeed. So all tied up. Cracker final we've got here in the women's fours to decide how Bowls Wellington, champion of champions, winner in this event. Here at Ryman Healthcare Arena at the 9i Bowling Club. As Brady mentioned before, blue sky is starting to show itself. Sun's starting to come out. Perhaps we'll be outdoors on day 2, but committed to be indoors all day today. Certainly that green's not going to dry in time for this 3rd session this afternoon. But potentially tomorrow.
So far in the 2nd session of bowls out here at 9's, some really good games. You know, all the games are close, and looks to be some great bowls being played around the green.
Which is what you want.
And it looks like we have a pretty good crowd in too out here at 9i. Every club out here supporting their club members.
Yeah, if you are in the area, you've got nothing else to do on your Saturday afternoon or want to come in tomorrow, you're more than welcome. See some great quality bowls. We'll see another 3 sessions of play tomorrow from 8:30. So if you can't make it, make sure you are watching. But if you can make it, get on down here.
Great start there by Cheryl Young of Batoni. It's a good response here by
Very good
Kara
response.
As well. Just some really good draw bowls being played in this game.
It's been a good battle between these 2 leads.
Just get the sense that it's only going to be a couple of shots that really separate these 2 teams. A couple of good shots here and there.
Yeah, it's going to be who capitalises on the big ends if they come. I think get the feeling that maybe one more big end, whoever gets it, will decide this contest. Because both have scored. Victoria picked up a 5 early. Tony's picked up a 4.
And those were early. You know, there's plenty of time for teams to come back, and that's a great bowl there by Kay.
Exactly, it gets harder to recover when you drop big numbers later on. Almost 2/3 of the way through this contest as well. Yvonne Gibb. Just slightly short, slightly offline. Not a bad ball, but she'll be disappointed she is short.
The door's really open here for Tony to play a bit of a conversion shot, sit the 2-shot bowls, get a little jack movement. I've got everything at the back.
Similar bowl there for Carol Bartlett. Karmo will want something around the back shortly, won't she?
Yeah, or just even just tucking the jack in, try and make it a little bit harder for Batoni to get to it. It looks to be in the count, but it's still not that safe here for Victoria.
Now we've seen Val Fitzmaurice play through this exact kind of port previously. This time I don't think she's got the right line. Actually played a couple of great bowls playing this direction too.
Victoria just be looking to add to the head. It looks to be pretty difficult the way the head's developing to put a back bowl in.
So I'll see if Morris can make the adjustment. No, well under.
Not really giving herself a chance. She's been short and narrow. It's not ideal. It puts a little bit of pressure on Christine. And also could be in.
Yeah, a bit of work to do.
Christine's played a few really good conversion shots in this game. A couple yards overweighted. Just really giving herself a chance. There's no point finishing up short.
Unfortunate there.
Yeah, she looked to have good way to just undergreened it.
A lot of pressure on that last bowl then.
That's a good draw shot here for Sarah. She's got 2 feet to draw another shot.
To Gamo. Skip for Victoria. Do you think she was trying to block the...
No.
No?
No.
Just under green. Not the weight you wanted.
Even if she was, I wouldn't claim it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's almost a repeat. Identical of the first bowl from Christine Robson. Victoria very much looking to reclaim the lead here. I don't know if this is going to add to the count though. No.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't a block
1,
shot.
2. How many more is it? That's the question. 3.
Measure for the 4th. Next door on the men's fours final, it's 4 all after 7.
Wow.
Between Miramar and Victoria.
Mostly dealing in ones over there. 3. So Victoria take the lead back. So could have been worse for Petone Central. They drop a 3. Victoria now 15-12. They lead Petone Central in this women's fours final here at the Ryman Healthcare Champion of Champions Finals tournament at the Ryman Arena in Nainai at Nainai Bowling Club. Good crowd in attendance as well. Paul Hassel watching on. Tower skip from the beaten men's fours semi-finalist. Lost to Victoria earlier today. Victoria themselves involved in a real contest with Miramar. So the 12th end of 18 now underway. Victoria with a bit of a buffer, but as we've seen, it hasn't really meant much, has it? Once one team's got up a few shots, the other one's jumped straight back.
Yeah, there's been lots of mini runs here. Neither team really getting too much separation here. It's a big end here for Tony. You really don't want to drop a 2 or 3 here. You want to keep it pretty close, especially against the experienced team as Victoria is.
Yeah, we mentioned that at the top, all the centre titles that this Victoria quartet boast. Was it 61 to 5?
Yes.
Final count?
Yeah.
Yeah, massive advantage, but certainly Petone Central have not been daunted. And they've given a very good account of themselves. It's been a very good final. Tightly contested.
That's exactly what we wanted. We want a close game. And we want some good bowls played. Looks to be a decent start there for Kay and for Cheryl. Cheryl looking to improve on her first. And she has what a bowl there for Cheryl Young.
Great correction.
Exactly what Petone wanted, a good start here to the 12th end. Puts the pressure right back on Victoria.
Alan King, who's just looking after the head. Well, Takamo takes a bit of a break. So it's pointing out exactly what she wants from her number 2, Yvonne Gibb. As a result, Helen probably wasn't given the memo about the cameras either.
No, that's okay.
We'll figure
okay.
out. Like right on cue.
Yeah.
Maybe she can hear me. That's worrying. So that Jack now moved off the centre line. Going to make the adjustments, all the players. It's not a bad adjustment at all. Helen King was interested in that for a moment, and I think realised it was a bit too wide.
Just got to beat her last here, Val. She's pretty close to counting. Could be counting. After the last time I guessed, I'm a little bit nervous.
We never actually found out about that one, though. So you're all right.
Yeah.
You're going to give it to me.
Yeah, that might be second shot, folks.
Yeah. I think that's fair. Yep, I think you've got that one right. Down to number 3's Helen King first for Victoria. It seems he started out a certain spot. Started out that wide, doesn't come in as much. It's slightly in and it comes back all the way. Val Fitzmaurice now began bowling in 2002 at the Central Bowling Club. That's her previous club. We're now playing, of course, at Petone Central. Started getting into bowls through a friend who also played. She has 9 club titles. Representative appearances, Masters for the Hutt Valley team on 3 occasions. Enjoys the people that she meets through the sport. And outside of bowls, she enjoys gardening, reading and cards. Nice and simple profile from Val. Tells you what you need to know. There's a couple that have gone all 3 pages on it.
Yeah.
Mostly because they've got a lot of centre titles and club titles, etc.
Or other interests.
Yeah, exactly. Or other interests that they want to tell us about. But no, it's fantastic. Again, thanks again to Ross for all his work he's done putting these profiles together. You got some other scores?
Yes, in the women's junior singles final, looks to be Johnsonville's hit the lead against Whitby, 18-15. In the other women's semi-final, Plymoughton now leads Stokes Valley 19-17. In the men's junior singles semi-final, Silverstream leads Petone 19-14. And in the men's fours, Miramar leads Victoria 5-4 after 8.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Blake, again.
Yeah, big thanks to Blake Signal, of course. Bowls Wellington's general manager, and also helping us out with all the scores around the rink here at the Ryman Arena.
Yeah, we'll keep you on, boss.
Rod wasn't too happy with you towards the end there, Brady, so hopefully, you know, Blake's keeping you happy.
Yeah,
the scores are accurate.
I'm used to it, Rod. Used to it at the club. That's all good, still developing. I've got a couple of days to improve my skills as a runner.
This is your opportunity, though, being in commentary, Brady, to give a bit back to Rod. You know, he was giving you grief. Now this is your chance. He can't speak back now.
Yeah, it's one of the few times. But I'm sure I'll hear about it next week at the club, if not later today.
Yeah, if not sooner. So unless this takes a dramatic change,
Ooh,
that
hello.
bowl, that just straightened, didn't it?
Yeah.
That stopped coming in. You do get that, don't you, on the artificial every now and then. There's a little sort of a seam, or
You do get it on all greens.
yeah,
Some bigger than others.
yeah.
But Christine here.
Look at that. And we're all tied up again. As I mentioned, one team gets a decent number, gives themselves a bit of breathing space, and then it's tied up once again. So after 12, 18 ends, 15 apiece now between Victoria and Petone Central. This is the women's fours final here at the Ryman Healthcare Champion of Champions Finals tournament at 9-0 Bowling Club.
Yeah, momentum doesn't seem to apply to this game. Really topsy-turvy. Very friendly. 30 points in 12 ends. Pretty friendly. Both teams will just be looking to build better heads. You know, you only really want to drop ones and twos. You don't want to get into the habit of dropping anything more than a three. Cheryl here throwing up a medium length.
So it really is a 6-end final now.
Could we be on for an extra end here?
Yeah. Well, the way it's going, it's been tied quite often.
Yeah.
Potentially just 12 bowls left each player. 11 now for the two leads. It's all about who executes those final 12 bowls each the best. Really coming down to the crunch stage of this contest. Men's fours final between Victoria and Miramar. Alongside us. That was a the later starter, so we'll probably have that result for you in the final session. We'll bring you the men's pairs final. That between Upper Hutt and Wainoia-Mata. Kevin Bannatyne and Morris Pickard up against Wainoia-Mata's Phil Russell and Wayne Armstrong. Bit of a delay there, I think, as the men playing alongside. Just waiting for them to get out of the road, no doubt.
Kate's been very patient.
Yeah.
Considering the weight, that's a very good bowl.
Yeah.
It took,
Definitely didn't put her off, did it?
it didn't take her out of her rhythm.
Very well played. All bowls in play so far as well. All past the head.
All effective bowls.
Yeah.
The first four.
And because as soon as we said that.
Nothing to see here, folks.
Yeah.
It was good weight there, though, by Carol.
She'll forget about that one. Quickly moving on to the next. Almost using that wide bowl as a guide. It's a line to play too.
Used it to great effect.
Yeah.
Bowl there by Wonga. Puts the pressure on Batoni again.
He's going to find a similar home, unfortunately. Just didn't get a line right. Playing this way on this occasion, Carol Bartlett.
Another great bowl again. Tori in a great position here to get a number on this end, but
Yeah.
still plenty of room here.
There is plenty of room, but they need to start getting something close, aren't they? Because that's 4 at the moment. Victoria holding. All 4 bowls counting. They've got on the green at the moment, Victoria. Now it's turner number 3, Val Fitzmaurice.
Looks to be their best effort. And it is.
Oh, look at that.
Good leading Val. That's what Batoni needed.
Yeah, right on cue as well, because you know Helen King's probably going to add to it as well, so that was much needed. Is it maybe a measure for shot there?
Looks to be fairly close for shots. Looks to be on a similar line here to her last. Just dropping through. Helen really just looking for drawing the shot or even moving the jack 2 feet for 5. Tony Bolt looking very lonely.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Tokamo plays when she's on the mat. She looked to attack that lonely bowl. Of course, Christine Robson will have something to say about it too.
Christine really can't afford to fall short here. She really needs to get something else around the jack.
Or just around the Victoria bowls.
Something that's even a couple of feet over to stop that trail. Or even something close on the forward hand, something short and wide, beating that last bowl by Helen.
So what option is Christine Robson going with here? Second on this forehand.
Won't do too much. Yeah, Sarah's just going to move that jack. It's a big shot here. She does convert it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Sarah Tokamo's not looking to move the jack back a long way.
No.
Just slight bit of jack movement. There's two black bowls that are just past the jack. There we go. That two Victoria bowls. Those two light blue bowls are also Victoria bowls.
So Sarah really just looking to draw to the head. If she's just slightly over, that's not all bad. Beat Helen's bowl on the right there. It's potentially a shot too. So lots of options here for Sarah. Looks to be slightly narrow. Weight's good.
Yeah, it's been quite common being a bit under the line there. See a little collection of bowls on that side of the green will come under the line.
There hasn't been many bowls played on the forward hand going this way this game. They all seem to have favoured the backhand.
You can see why.
Yeah, Christine here is
look at
just
this.
bowled an absolute stunner.
Beautiful bowl. That's certainly shot. Is it just one?
Looks to just be one.
Yeah. Now, what are the options here for Tokamo?
I could play forward hand onto the last bowl, just overweight. She could play the backhand as well. Pretty similar shot. She doesn't want to go too crazy. Victoria does have a back bowl, but Batani has a few more. Sarah looks to be in the area. Ooh.
Oh, great effort. Yep, one. One more to a Tony Central. So they reclaim the lead. Well done to their skip, Christine Robson. 5 ends to play now. 16-15. Tony Central with a slender advantage in this women's fours final. Here at the Wellington Champion of Champions Finals Tournament at the Ryman Healthcare Arena at 99 Bowling Club.
That could be a shot by Christine that we look back at as a critical shot in this final. Gives Batoni back the mat. Let's see if a team can win a couple in a row, 2 or 3 in a row. That last team breaks that trend of Victoria winning an end, Miramar winning an end, and so on.
So Cheryl Young on the 14th end of 18.
Always handy there.
Yeah, only slightly wide. A bit too much weight, but better to have a bit too much than not enough. So as you can see, we have the men's fours final taking place alongside as well, between Victoria and Miramar. Also have the men's juniors singles semi-final and 2 women's juniors singles semi-finals taking place. 2:30 we'll have the men's pairs final, Upper Hutt taking on Wainoia Mata. We'll also have both the juniors women's and men's singles finals as well this afternoon, but the game we'll be bringing to you here on our TV rink will be the men's pairs final.
So good bowl there by Kay.
You can see the scoreboard, but Helen King's just leaning on, and pretty sure that's Miramar bottom of the board, so 7-4 they're leading Victoria after 9 of the 18 ends. They started a little while after us here in our TV rink.
It's a great bowl there by Carol. Helen giving her other half, Ben, a bit of encouragement.
Yeah, it's pretty cool having husband and wife, and these 2 Victoria teams.
Good effort there by Yvonne, just running on through. It's a good second shot.
See her urging that one on there, Carol Bartlett. Yeah, didn't quite have the weight. Slightly under the line as well. Get a little kiss off those bowls, and does.
It's a great correction.
Yeah.
Yvonne give a Victoria. Victoria hold 1.
This looks pretty handy too.
Just dropping under.
Yeah, it's just going to be the other side, isn't it? These are the fine margins. It's a near identical bowl to Yvonne Gibbs' bowl, but Val Fitzmaurice not getting on the right side.
I'm looking to add to it here. Very close to doing so. But that bowl gives a good marker here for Val. She beats that bowl. She's very close to getting the shot.
Is it going to get inside? A nice little kiss off it. It does. Trails the jack.
Oh my.
And just, I think, grabs the shot. She would have had a bit of a heart flutter as the jack was going back to a Victoria bowl. But her bowl carried on with it.
Short and wide bowls are always dangerous, and that's the reason why what we've just seen, folks.
Yeah, you can certainly use them to your benefit. Eyes light up, don't they, when you see bowls like that?
Yeah, we'll just
that you can use.
Just gives you another option. You know, gives you a little bit more confidence to play through the head. You know, a couple of results. Pretty handy bowl there by Helen. Thank you, Blake. We've
Score
got
update.
Some more updates here. In the women's semi-final between Whitby and Jayville, it is 20 all. And the other semi-final, Plympton leads Stokes Valley 20 points to 18. In the men's junior singles semi-final, we have a winner here. Silverstream beats Petone 21-16.
So it's Hamish Ryan of Silverstream beating Jaden Burns of Petone Central.
And in the men's fours final, Miramar leads Victoria 7-4.
So Hamish Ryan will be taking on Ryan Kappelman of Stokes Valley in the men's junior final this afternoon. And those women's singles semi-finals going down to the wire.
It's be pretty tense stuff out there.
That's Liz Biss of Whitby up against Lynette Campbell of Johnsonville. And Carmela McLeod up against Kath Thompson of Plympton. I must say, it's great to see so many clubs represented over these Champions of Champions finals. And really covering the whole area, isn't it? Hutt Valley, Wellington, and of course Porirua as well.
Yes. Yeah, we have 24 bowling clubs here in Wellington, right across the region. It's just great to see, clubs like Whitby as well. Whitby's one of the smaller clubs out here in Wellington. Represented really well here with Liz, right in contention in this game. They've looks to just have started that last end potentially. Look to be halfway through. I can just see from the commentary box as I take a keen interest. But let's not get distracted here from our live stream game here.
Yeah, playing the 14th end of 18. Last couple of bowls of it. She'll need a bit of fortune to get through that. Come on, narrow. I think she's trying to come around it. There's that little port on the left-hand side there, as you can see.
Yeah, it's a pretty dangerous hit for both.
I think maybe that's over in one of the women's junior singles semi-finals, perhaps. Because there's 20 all in, was it 2018?
Yeah, so the Whitby-Johnsonville game is still being played. Still got 4 more bowls to go.
Yeah, we'll bring you the final scores of them as soon as we do hear them. Just had a big round of applause here at Ryman Healthcare Arena at 99 Bowling Club. So I assume maybe one of them has been completed. We do have our men's junior singles finalists. Hamish Ryan of Silverstream take on Ryan Kappelman of Stokes Valley.
Very close.
This
yeah.
is very good correction. What a bowl that is. And just missing out. But everyone, both sides, applauding that.
I think she's very lucky. She may have got through the gap, just touched the jack. It's a very unlucky bowl.
Yeah, that was a great bowl. But I think it's still 1 to Petone Central. So they now take a 2-shot advantage. 17-15. 4 ends to play. So just like all the matches seemingly this afternoon, very tight contest in the second session of day 1 of the Champion of Champions finals event here this weekend. Another round of applause. Suggests either match completion or just a very good bowl.
Lynette from Johnsonville looks to be walking down with one of her bowls with Liz. We'll see what the final result is in our next update.
And of course, we'll keep you up to date throughout the afternoon as well when we have those finals for both the men's and women's junior singles, as well as the men's pairs final. Great first up bowl from K Carr. Right in front of the jack. All but a toucher.
A very good bowl at this time of the game. Just showing her experience.
And 2 bowls that Cheryl Young, in contrast, will want to forget. First one, weight was perfect. Just didn't get the line, and then unfortunately, second one, both went wrong.
She'll be just looking to refocus for the last few ends here. Try and nail those other bowls.
Absolutely.
But also looking to give her team some encouragement. So it's a team game. Great bowls there by K Carr. Carol's left the chalk on her bowl. It's, some confidence. We've all done it. Not a bad effort.
Yeah, pretty good effort, yeah.
This Christine rubs
Yeah, obviously noticed by Christine Robson. You can see the chalk is making its way down the... All right, we'll get rid of that. Just under the line here, but another very good effort. Not a bad bowler by any stretch of the imagination.
Could be in the count as well.
I thought she might have got a kiss off that wide ball. That would have been interesting.
Yes. Wouldn't have clapped it. If it was a fortunate result, but it's good. It's good back there at least. It's not all bad. It's 2 handy bowls there by Yvonne. One on the head, one behind. Well. Good result.
Yeah.
Good result.
Yeah, absolutely. Promoting definitely as the second now. There's Helen King on the mat. Started playing bowls 31 years ago. Followed her mum into the game, who started just a year before her. Previously played at Titahi Bay in Wilton before playing at Victoria. Over 60 club titles. That's certainly getting to the stage when you start to lose count when you won that many.
Yeah, I was talking to her before, and she was losing count. Yeah.
That's certainly fair enough. Most would stop losing count.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with my 5.
Yeah. 33 Wellington titles. New Zealand singles title, of course, a big achievement, 2014. New Zealand Intercentre as well in 2008, and New Zealand Champ triples in 2021. Played for Wellington since she was a 4th year junior, but have not played rep bowls for the last 2 years. Most memorable moment was winning that New Zealand singles title in 2014. Ultimate goal to achieve in bowls is help newer players get centre titles. Well, she's trying to do that here. And her experience in the game 31 years ago. I like spending time with her husband Ben as well. Nice. Favourite food is Ben's Burgers. Oh, have to maybe get him to cook some for us too.
Yes.
To find out. And if she could invite anyone to dinner, who would it be? My late mother, which I think is very similar to Ben's answer. I think he said he'd want to also spend time with his mum, which is very cool. It's all down to the skips now on this 15th end.
Christine just checking her bias last minute there.
And like as you did, by the looks of it.
Yeah. I was about to call it. Just a touch right. Christine just looking to play through her own. It's a pretty decent weight. Should be looking to make the correction move in next. Hearing some ooh from the arena. Some drama.
I can only assume it's in those women's junior singles semi-finals. It's been going down to the wire. One was tied up at 20 apiece, another one 20 to 18, and of course the race to 21.
Some shake hands time in the women's junior singles semi-final between Plymouton and Stokes Valley. We'll await confirmation on the winner of that.
Yeah, we already had one result in the second session of the day, and that was Hamish Ryan of Silverstream in the junior men's singles semi-final, beating Jaden Burns of Petone Central 21-16. So he'll take on Ryan Kappelman of Stokes Valley in this afternoon's final, which will get underway some stage after 2:30. Right on cue.
And confirmation in the women's junior singles semi-finals, Plymouton beating Stokes Valley 21-20, and in the other semi-final, Johnsonville beating Whitby 21-20. Some great bowls being played.
Fantastic. Those are exactly the scorelines you want to hear for some great viewing, especially from the neutral. I'm sure it created a few nerves for those who had some allegiances to those players.
Yeah, it was a bit nerve-wracking in the commentary box for me.
You'll be happy with Lynette Campbell getting up over Liz Biss of Whitby in that Johnsonville against Whitby contest.
All four should be proud of where they got to anyway. Yeah, it's not easy getting to a semi-final of a centre event in Wellington, so Stokes Valley and Whitby players should be proud.
So I have that. Keep you up to date with that women's junior women's junior final this afternoon as well. That'll be between Lynette Campbell of Johnsonville and Kath Thompson of Plymouton. Wait to find out who will be the men's fours winner. That's to our left as well. We're trying to decide who's going to be the women's fours winner. Very tight contest here. Just looking for the measure at the moment.
Umpires being called.
Yeah. And we know that in the men's pairs final it will be Upper Hutt up against Wainui or Mata. It's been Gavin Bannatyne and Maurice Pickard up against Phil Russell and Wayne Armstrong.
And next door on the men's fours final, looks like Miramar is holding a 7-6 lead after 11 ends. It's another close game.
Yeah, it's been the trend. It'll be disappointing if this doesn't go to an 18th and final end in the women's fours game, given the contest we've seen so far today.
Yeah, even an extra end.
Yeah, wouldn't discount it.
But these type of games is pretty nerve-wracking for the crowd and even the neutral getting into it.
This is obviously very close. Every shot so crucial at this stage. Could be a dead end, eh?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm not predicting it, folks.
Yeah.
After my earlier decisions, so I'll just keep quiet.
All right, there we go. We have got a winner.
Batoni.
Batoni. So, 18-15 now, and just 3 ends to play. As we've seen throughout this, 3 shots difference hasn't meant much,
No,
but
it's not safe.
but perhaps at this late time it does mean a bit more. Just 3 ends for Victoria to come back. Just 3 ends for Batoni Central to hold on.
Yes, and try and contain the nerves as well. I'm sensing just in the body language in the background there could be a little bit of nerves. Yeah, Victoria won't be phased. Yeah, 3 points with 3 ends to go. Yeah, it's one an end for an extra end, so they won't be worried. It's a critical end though, end 16 of this matchup.
Because for centre titles, just a couple of the Batoni players have them, is that correct?
So Christine Robson's won 2 centre titles and Cheryl Young's won 3 centre titles, respectively.
So, Carol Bartlett, Val Fitzmaurice looking for their first. It's a vastly experienced Victoria side who all have centre titles. So if there are some nerves, perhaps that might be where the nerves are. And those were the ones who were sitting down, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, showing no nerves is KK here with a toucher.
Yeah.
It's a good start.
Yeah, applauded by Helen King. Again, just filling in at skip. As Sarah Tokamo takes a break. To follow up that great first bowl. KK.
Just looking to put the pressure on. So 2 handy first bowls.
Yeah, certainly what you want when you're trailing by a couple. Put a early pressure on the opposition.
There's plenty of room here for Carol to draw sharp.
Yeah, certainly is.
Urging it to drop. Just outside. Very good effort.
Going to find a home with those other bowls. Came under the line.
Carol here just looking to beat her last bowl to get the shots. And she has.
Yeah, shot. Still plenty of room though, isn't there, for both to work into.
Everyone also just looking to beat her last. Doors open here for both teams still.
Yeah.
No one really nailing it as of yet.
Do we think that's the nerves as it starts to get to the crunch time in this game?
Yeah, it could be.
Every bowl means so much now. Because this has been rare. We haven't seen much of this.
It's been a pretty good game in terms of head building so far. There has been a couple loose ones, but those were earlier on. Helen here looks in the area for
There
the
we
jack.
go. Puts an end to that.
There we go. Team having a laugh about it. Saying thank you.
Yeah, find the gap, unfortunately.
Probably a little bit more weight than Christine was hoping for, but it was a fair effort. Gave herself a chance. Helen looking to follow up her last bolt. She wants it to hold, and it is.
Two great bowls. Two shots.
Some clutch bowls here for Helen King. Some would say never in doubt.
Oh, he just read out her profile, so she's got the resume, that's for sure. Got the experience, would have been in this situation hundreds of times, no doubt, in her career.
Just another day at the office.
Yeah, exactly right. Time to hand it over to the skips. Christine Robson, skip for Petone Central. Started bowling in 92 and 93 at the Petone Bowling Club. Started playing bowls when she was out playing in the HV Indoor Bowls Rep team.
Hutt Valley.
Yeah, Hutt Valley, yeah.
Oh my. What?
Oh.
Not quite enough for second, I don't think.
No. Eight club titles at Petone Bowling Club and 12 now at Petone Central Bowling Club. 2 centre titles. Representative Honours Masters for the Hutt Valley team on 3 occasions. Most memorable moment in bowls for Christine Robson was winning her first centre title in the 2007-08 season, being the final year of Petone Bowling Club before the amalgamation with Central Bowling Club. Becoming a life member at Petone Central and umpiring at the World Bowls Singles Championships at Nainai last year. It's great to see so many of the players not just giving back as players, but coaches and umpires. Certainly the way it is. She mentions that she is a level 2 umpire. She would like to win further centre titles. Well, pretty handy position right here at the moment.
Bad position.
Couple of ends to play.
What a bowl. And it's fallen in. No, I don't think it's quite enough for shot. That's a great bowl there by Christine Robson.
Yeah, right on cue. Trying to get another centre title. As Brady mentioned before, Cheryl Young, the other with centre title. She has 3 in this Petone Central side. Otherwise, Carol Bartlett and Val Fitzmaurice looking for their first.
Sarah taking a safe approach, it looks like.
Or is actually see the wince there from
Helen King. Short, but 1 to Victoria.
Yeah, so 2 shot difference, 2 ends to play. 3 ends to play, is it? No, there's 2 ends to play, excuse me.
2 points the diff, 2
Yeah.
to go.
18-16, Petone Central with the advantage.
For you folks at home, drop a comment down below. Who do you think is going to win from this position? Do you think there's going to be an extra end?
Yeah.
We want to see an extra end, don't we?
Always. Always. It's funny, there hasn't been that many ones.
No.
So it would need a couple of ones for that to happen right now, or who knows, maybe even a Petone 1 and a Victoria 3 to finish. So 2 ends to play. Back with the mat, Victoria. Picking up that single on the last.
Both teams really favouring the mat right back, jack sort of middle of the rink. Haven't really seen too much mat movement, mat coming up the rink or the jack being quite short. It's all been pretty consistent lengths so far in this final.
Yes, pretty much consistently the mat's been brought up about a metre from the 2 metre mark.
And here we
That's
see
where it stayed.
we see a change of hands here for Cheryl, late in the piece. Forward hand on the going this way.
What would you think would be behind that?
I don't know. She has played some good bowls on the backhand. I don't see too much of a reason to change now, especially with Kay's first bowl. She's now committed. Going to be around her last, at a metre away. Should be in the area.
I don't think she's going to get round. No. Going to land right beside those 2 bowls.
Almost
Of
through
K
the back.
Cars.
Almost through the back door. It's going to be hard even for everyone else trying to get to the jack now. Good result.
Opened it up slightly.
Yeah, looks to be 2 shots to Victoria as of now. Carol looking to draw a close one here on the forward hand. Just slipping by Cheryl's first bolt.
Well, certainly going to get past. Wants it to hold up there. You can see the hand movement from Christine Robson. Didn't want it to go that far past, but not a bad place if we do get jack movement. If they're able to move the jack.
There's always a way.
Yeah, that wall's not completely built yet.
Oh. I'm looking to play a pretty similar bowl to her last. Look to promote hers. You don't want to drop narrow. Looks to be in the area again. That's all good.
It's one of theirs, isn't it? So
Good bowls.
just look to pretty much play the same line. Just pull back the weight here for Carol Bartlett. Looks handy.
It's it to hold.
Oh,
Ooh.
just slid past there. As you see, the close-up right in the nick of time. Only missed by an inch or 2. If that.
Victoria really just wanting to add to this now. Assuming they're good position. Car's got some good wide bowls that are ideal for this, to slip around Cheryl's bowl.
Camo there indicating they are holding 2.
Yeah, there's an instant reaction there of, oh no.
Not what I was trying to do.
Weight's good. It's not all bad.
And you can see those bowls. They do come back a long way. Well, it's Morris bowls. Interested in this one, I think, is Camo.
Wants him to drop. It's just slipping
Just
on
held its line, didn't it?
Yeah. Door's still open for Tony here. Just takes one good bowl here to put them in a very strong position in this final.
Can Fitzmaurice find it? Or will she be leaving it up to a skip, Christine Robson?
There's some interest here. Breaking into the head. Wants it to stop. Just slipping on.
I don't know. It could be shot.
Oh, I'll go out on a limb and say it's not the shot. I'd favour at least one ahead of Victoria, if not 2, with that light blue bowl, which Helen's looking to measure at the moment. Also the back one. Some confidence there.
Crunch time. Not surprising that the players forget about the cameras.
Yeah.
All focused on how to convert this to a Victoria end. To narrow the gap or even to level the scores.
Looks to be on the wide side here. Again, two clear draw shots here for Christine Robson. Victoria haven't really done anything to close this head up and limit those opportunities.
Oh, this side's been open the whole time, hasn't it?
Yeah.
They've been almost been saying, all right, you play that side if you want. It does seem to be the trickier side.
Good line, just a touch short. So it's a risky game Victoria's playing at the moment. Sarah looking to add to it. To be on the wide side again. So this is a very big bowl here in the context of the final.
Indeed it is. Last bowl of this, the penultimate end of this women's fours final. What can Christine Robson do here? Just needs a bit of extra weight from a previous. Don't know if she's got it.
No.
Still on her home to the first. She's unhappy with that one, Christine Robson. Turns her back. One is taken away.
Measure for the second.
I think Tony's favouring that back bowl. This one here is the second.
Of course I'd favour the right bowl.
Oh, you
I would too.
Well, that's what they're hoping.
Yeah.
Rather than just favouring. Ooh. Two. All tied up.
No extra end.
No extra end. We haven't got the wish.
No drama.
But it's going to be an 18th and final end to decide this contest. A winner takes all final end. Tony Central and Victoria are all tied up. 18 apiece, and we're playing the 18th in just a few moments.
Another last end decider.
Yeah, after some crackers clearly in the women's junior singles semi-finals, both finishing 21-20.
We can see next door that Miramar is leading the men's fours final,
Yeah.
8-7
Wow.
after 13. Another great game being played there. Hopefully Ben can concentrate on his game. But there's going to be some very nervous Petone and Victoria supporters here at 9-9, also at home.
I know he said that his career highlight was watching Alan win the national singles title. So he's probably very split at the moment, knowing that his match has still got a while to play.
And we've just seen the first jack out, a legal
Yeah.
jack. The return wasn't too favourable either.
Yeah, I was wondering, it's just a slight mat adjustment. Nothing significant. But does she really change up the length here? I wouldn't have thought so. Mid-ranger again. Well, maybe a bit deeper. Yeah, a bit deeper than the others.
I guess the situation is an ideal length for Petone. It's the length they've nominated, and they get last bowl, which is critical.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so rare mistake there from KK, giving up the jack.
Another killed in next door in the men's fours final.
Yeah, a lot of carrying of bowls. That's usually a good indication.
Fair start here by Cheryl Young. Great start.
Especially, I assume KK is either in the ditch or very deep.
Yeah, that's
well past the head. It was a very good start from Cheryl Young. So KK now with their final bowl of this women's fours final. Victoria's lead. Looking to make the most of it. That's a pretty good adjustment.
a fair effort.
Look at that. Right back to the centre line.
About a metre past the jack.
Very good home.
Gives the rest of her team something to play to.
Now Cheryl Young's final bowl of the final. For her fourth centre title.
It's a great finish for her. It's exactly what Christine wanted. And
two good bowls.
so that'll help calm the nerves for the other two.
Bit of an exhale in the background there from Cheryl Young as well. My job's done. Good finish for her as well. Happy with that.
Carol here just really want to add to the head, just get something else in the area, and then they'll start looking to put some back bowls in.
Under the line with that one. She'll get another chance. Yvonne Gibb with her second and final bowl of this women's fours decider. knew that one was a good one. Turned
Yep.
back on that one almost immediately. Yvonne Gibbs, not the way she wanted to finish this final. So the door really wide open for Tony Central here. So rear wayward bowls from Victoria's front two.
Carroll giving it a chance here with plenty of green. So it's coming to a pretty nice home too. It's very handy there, splitting the two Victoria bowls.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's jack movement, Tony's got something there.
Helen really just trying to draw as close as she can on the back end. That's all she's really got. But as we've seen the last time she came this way, she bowled a toucher last time. So bit of a drive here.
Yeah, interesting.
In the area.
Oh, wow. What a bowl.
What a shot. And that's K-Car's bowl at the back of the rink.
Yeah, and now that becomes in handy, doesn't it?
Well, that changes the picture of this end. It still looks to be a decent amount of room, but it's hard to get to. There hasn't been a draw shot to the ditch at all this game.
We didn't see one either in the men's fours final earlier. So we have not seen this today. Not on this TV rink.
Suddenly the pressure back on here for Petone.
What a bowl from a big-time player as well. Quickly forgotten the wayward bowls from the front end as well, wasn't it, after that?
It's the beauty of fours, it's a team sport. You really just had a couple of your players each end to really go good. Obviously you would want more every end.
Of course.
Everyone. But very hard. Especially in a centre final with a crowd in. A little bit of pressure. Some confusion. Down to your weight, Helen.
Yeah, I think it's too much, doesn't it? That looks like ditch bound.
The line was exactly right.
Yeah. There you hear, 3 down for Tony Central.
At this stage of the game, the numbers really don't matter. It's
No,
just all about who's got the shot.
absolutely. I think it's just saying, get down there.
Yes.
It's not going to come back in, I wouldn't have thought, from out there. Yeah, stop.
No.
So it's all on Christine Robson then. Sarah Takamo will be making her way down as well. Started playing bowls 2003-04 season with Island Bay. Won 16 club titles with Island Bay, now won 8 with Victoria. Called Island Bay on a Friday and learnt to bowl the next day, then straight into championships the following weekend. First year, she bowled in the morning, then played softball in the afternoon, was hooked on the sport, and then retired from softball.
Fair enough.
So, has loved the game for the last 20 years now. Centre New Zealand titles, won the National Mixed Pairs with Laurie Guy, and New Zealand Champion of Champion Triples with Helen King and Robin Ritol as well, both in 2021, one centre title in the Whanganui Open Pairs, 9 times Wellington titles and development pairs twice. First appearance in the inter-centre team in 2021, but have been in and out of the rep since her 3rd year. So very vastly experienced player. Also won the Aotearoa Māori Bowls title in 2020 with Kay Carr, of course, who was another mention of that, another member of that team in the lead here.
Yeah, Sarah's very much been one of the form players here in Wellington for the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Some great results. Could this be another?
Yeah, incredible. All the centre titles amongst these players. This Victoria team looking to close this one out. All the work to do for Christine Robson for that great bowl from Helen King. So trail the jack and move the jack into the ditch. All the deep bowls of Victoria's.
I believe they're waiting on the next rink to finish the end. I heard
Someone said 2 bowls to
two
go.
bowls
Yeah.
left,
Yeah.
so there's just a couple of bowls next door that are just in the line. And considering this is such a critical end, you don't blame them for waiting a couple minutes.
Yeah, because the jack's in the ditch near the marker, boundary marker, isn't it, of the rink. So they want to play quite wide into the men's rink.
And the men will
as
be,
you can see, like all the bowls are in that area.
and the men will be conscious to clear their bowls as quickly as possible. It's a very critical end here in the women's final.
Victoria women will be pretty happy to watch, I think. Watch their male counterparts as well.
Well, I don't think Sarah will be. I think Sarah will just be in his own, just trying to focus on her own
completely.
game.
For those who have finished, though, obviously Helen's got probably more of an interest than most. It's all down to the skips now. Other 3 players in each side, Tony Central and Victoria, have done their jobs now.
Just waiting on Miramar's 4. It's not the first time we've said that today.
Yeah, their semi-final against Stokes Valley took close to 3.5 hours. In contrast, Victoria's semi-final against Tawa finished in just over 2.5 hours. Number of interested bystanders watching on. Both this men's fours final and the women's fours final, which is currently on hold as we wait for this end to play out. And they're not playing quickly, the men, as you suggested.
No, it's been the story of the day so far. It's just get that it's a critical bowl, but he can make a decision a little bit quicker as he kicks a Victoria bowl, doesn't move it back. Just building the tension for these last 4 bowls here in the women's final.
Have we started one of the junior singles as well, have we? Perhaps? What else are we playing? I assume that might have started. Of course, that last session was meant to start at 2:30, so that does make sense.
Looks like we have. So the final between Kath Thompson and Lynette Campbell underway in the women's junior singles.
Yeah, no doubt the men's junior singles have probably started as well. Between Hamish Ryan of Silverstream and Ryan Kappelman of Stokes Valley.
But now that the Weekend's over. We can finally complete the last end here in the women's fours final.
Just the skips to play.
So just a reminder, Victoria holding the shot, Jack in the ditch, all to play for.
Yeah, all the deep bowls of Victoria's. Camo first up of the skips. This is handy.
Looks to be a counter.
Yeah, see that little yellow marker? That's where the jack is. And the little
in between the drink bottles.
Yep, in between the drink bottles there. And the foot laid out as well by Val Fitzmaurice.
Looks to be a couple metres of room here for Christine. She really just wants a clear run to give herself a chance.
I think she might come on the short bowls. Unfortunate.
Weight looked to be good. Looked to be good enough for shot.
Just needed to be a touch wider.
Sarah just looking to add a couple of feet more of weight, put a little bit more pressure on Christine.
But regardless of what's played here, this is going to come down to the last bowl, Brady.
It is.
Great for the neutral. I know for those who are invested interest in Victoria or
it's torture.
Petone Central, absolutely. Heart rates will be increasing at 2 good bowls there.
Good shot, but it's still room.
Yeah, there's still room.
It's a tough
exactly.
shot to play at this time of the game, but
it's probably what, a good
it's a
metre and a half.
It's a metre and a half.
Yeah,
it's a good metre and a half. It's a tough shot to play. This is only the fourth bowl playing to the ditch all game.
Yeah, and only the second one for Christine Robson.
And it's away. She's
What?
green.
Yep, certainly got better line that time. It's going to come round. Now, is it going to hold up? That's the question. Is it going to hold up?
Is it going to
It's
stop?
got to stop. It's got to stop. It's got to stop.
What
It
a
does.
shot.
And what a bowl to win it. Christine Robson for Petone Central. The final bowl on the 18th and final end of this women's fours final. A big congratulations to Petone Central. They are the women's fours champions at this Champion of Champions tournament. What an end.
What a final that was. Thoroughly deserved. Victoria, great effort. But that's what we wanted. Right down to the last bowl. Not quite the extra end, but a great final.
Everything but, didn't it?
Yes.
All the drama. What a way to finish. Big congratulations to Christine Robson, Val Fitzmaurice, Carol Bartlett and Cheryl Young. They are the women's fours champions. Maiden centre titles to Val Fitzmaurice and Carol Bartlett. Third to Christine Robson and a fourth to Cheryl Young. And you've got to say, a bit of an upset over the very decorated Victoria 4. And it's Petone Central who take out first of the finals of this finals weekend. Goes to the Petone Central Club. A big thank you to Brady Amer for his expert commentary this afternoon. I'm Brenton Van Nistelrooy saying, see you soon. We'll be back with the men's pairs final shortly.
What is the measure of a full life? Is it seizing the day? Appreciating the little things? Family, joy, love, no regrets. At Ryman, we believe a full life is one that gets richer with age, with communities that challenge the expectations of aging and bring joy and meaning to every moment.